Get all the gunk out of there. Man, just absolutely wild. Was not expecting that at all. Okay, that's just cutting that dip tube. All right, here's my solution. I'm gonna try a 15mm socket right on top of that dip tube. I have channel locks on it so it doesn't fall down in there. And I was gonna try to hammer that dip tube down into the inside of the water heater. And I'm making absolutely no progress whatsoever. Okay, there we go. Let's see if I can actually yank it out. All right, let's see if I could yank it out. Oh my God, it's a minor miracle. Let's compare these two. You can see the nipple is a bit shorter. And then on the bottom, this one just has a hole and some kind of little diffuser thing, whereas this one is open-ended and curved and you know, good 8 inches taller. So quite interesting. But let's go ahead and put some Teflon tape on the new one and put it inside the water heater. I already cleaned out this hole, so let's put the new dip tube down in there. And of course, it doesn't fit. All right, so I'm gonna, instead of trying to figure this out on the weekend, all the supply houses are closed, I have the wrong size dip tube. So what I'm gonna do is repair this one. So I've cut off the bad end. I've opened up the hole here a little bit. I've poked the end of the dip tube through there. And now what we're gonna do is flare it out using a lighter and put it back until Monday when all the supply houses open and I can get a new dip tube.
Она большая зажигалка, которую мы пользовали.
It's on the barbecue. All right, so the old dip tube's going in there with it, the end being flanged out because I don't have a good one to put in there for now. All right, so now what I'll do is connect the hose at the bottom and use the big ball valve to flush the sediment out. All right, let's turn the water on. Looks like no leaks. Let's turn the big valve on. Oh, look at all that sediment that's coming out. Look at that. See, it's blocking even that big valve right now. Look at this. This is all that's inside your water heater. So now it looks like it's coming out. Just tiny little rocks there. But those,
How many accumulated right here?
yeah,
Right here?
all this sediment, when you run your water heater, when it's on, it just pops and explodes inside there, which is harmless, but you just hear it. It sounds like fireworks or gunshots inside your house while your water heater is running. So it's good to flush these things out. Yeah, so here's what came out of there. I mean, look at the size of these rocks. These just a couple of them, right? Besides all the tiny sediment. And there's no way that it would pass through this valve here that came standard on the water heater. Forget about the angle of it. If you look inside, you see how that's not a full bore valve. And here's the dirty, sedimenty side of it. But there's no way that this would pass through there. It just wouldn't happen. So that's why you need the big ball valve in your water heater if you plan on flushing it. And this is fully open, by the way. So you could see, you still see that valve in there, this stem piece. So we'll keep flushing it for a little bit more, and then we'll put everything back together. And I just shut the water off and then turn it back on, and you could see, even though it's coming clear the first time, now there's again big rocks coming. Because you just need it to agitate there at the bottom. So it's good to keep shutting the water on and off until it really, truly starts running free. You can see it's obviously something is clogged in there. Probably another big rock coming. Otherwise, this should be pouring full steam. Okay, it looks like it's running clear again. Oh, there's another huge rock that just shot out. Look at the size of this guy. This is what's living in your water heater. All right, so the old dip tube is in. I'm gonna stay away from the anode rod replacement this time. I'll show you why. Because when the plumber installed this water heater when the house was first built, 2006, there's no union here. Everything's sweated together, so I can't undo this joint here, and to be able to take the anode rod out. So, you know, I don't want to sweat pipes right now. So I'm gonna leave the anode rod out. Old dip tube is in, unfortunately, until a new one, the correct one, comes. So I'm gonna button everything up. Doesn't look like there's any leaks. The flush was successful, so at least we got a little bit of a positive out of this. But that's about it. All right, I think that's a wrap for today. We'll fire this up. Get some hot water. All right, to sum up, what do we accomplish? We flushed the water heater, that's it. The dip tube didn't work because we got the wrong one at the supply house. They sold us the wrong one. We got the big valve installed and we flushed the water heater, that's it. Couldn't do the anode rod because of the way the pressure relief valve is installed. So it is what it is. But check this out. I mean, this is just nuts. This is what came out. These are just some of the pieces that came out. I mean, you saw how much sand, how much everything else, but that is just amazing. So here's some pieces of that dip tube that I had to doctor up in order to get the old one back in there. So we talked about the valve, that's worthless, it's garbage. That's it, this stuff's going back. The dip tube that doesn't work is going back, the anode rod's is going back, and we have to accept defeat here, unfortunately. Thanks for watching, see you next time.